fundamentals right. So what many of the leagues have done is started in year 1 and 2 to make a big splash, but that's very often at the cost of the franchisees. You're not really offering a business model to the franchise. You're telling them, come and believe in me because of who I am, but you're not giving them 5, 6, 7 year business plans. If you look, I mean, you managed one of the IPL teams as well. It took a while before you actually made money in that. So how do you keep people interested once they've run out of giving tickets to their friends? And
we could have made money in year 1, but there were bad managers like me who blew up the money.
Yeah, and we have to deal with that across all sport, unfortunately.
So let's hear from Rahul about your league.
I mean, 5 minutes ago I said we speak less than we do. So I can't say anything about it right now. Honestly. There's so much he knows in terms of the genesis. It's been 6 years in the making. All I can say is that we've spoken to every single league. Success, failure, individual sport leagues don't work, team sport leagues work, lots of lessons learned. We've had our wrists slapped with the financial models we had earlier created, and they went through 4 or 5 iterations. So we've just done all the due diligence that we can, listening and looking at other people's the good things they've done as well as the mistakes they've made. Sat with people like Nandan, Abhinav Bindra as a friend. We thought of many people from the ecosystem just to create something. All I can say is that whatever will emerge in a few months, by the way, whatever will emerge, it will be world class.
But have you sorted out the economics?
What do you think, Amrit? If I'm sitting here saying we've announced the league, we forgot the economics. Damn, we've sorted out the economics for 20 years.
Listen, Nandan said that normally you get people to invest and to partner you based on have faith in me. And maybe you'll have to struggle 5 years and then it'll be okay. So is that a 5-7 year kind of window before you start getting financial return? Listen, the reason I ask is many of the other leagues have not been able to survive even after 5-7 years.
Yeah, my opinion is that you can smell whether a league is going to succeed or fail after year 3. You can smell it. Forget about us. You can smell it. You know whether it's working or it isn't. If it is, then everything will work. The bottom line, the spread of the sport, the grassroots interest, the television, all of that. If it's not working, essentially at its heart, if it's not working on television as something to grab people, then you're in trouble. So there are many sports that are fantastic to watch with the naked eye, but they don't translate well into television. And there are some sports that just look, I mean, golf, for example, you can't watch it with the naked eye, right? You're not going to be walking around with, you can't catch a 360 degree of a round of golf. Whereas on television, it's electric. So that's what I mean. So one thing we know, that rugby sevens is, in my opinion, the most attractive television outdoor sport on earth.
So it has to be a good television product.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
But here, Amrit, I would say that we are a nation hungry for medals. We celebrate medals, we celebrate wins. So these are leagues. What about a mainstream sport called Paralympics? And I have been in governance of the same. We often get caught in vicious circle. The sponsors we don't get. If we get the sponsors first question is there going to be a telecast? Is there going to be a broadcast? Are there takers for broadcasting of the sport? Because when we go to the broadcasters, they say, do you have enough sponsors? And when we go to the sponsors, so it becomes a vicious circle. I think we need to accept sports with an open heart if we want to see India as a sporting nation.
True. Now then, coming back to 2 more interesting chapters in the book. One is about the question whether a sportsman who's representing India is actually for India or is representing a private organization. I think you asked the question whether Virat plays for whom. The second question is about whether MS Dhoni can patent his helicopter shot. Now, just take us through that, both these questions.
these are some of the questions in the book. The book has about 20 chapters. Each chapter examines a question like this.
Yeah.
So one of them was, does Virat Kohli play for India or does he play for the BCCI?
He plays for India. Eh?
Because that was in fact the argument made in court by the BCCI, trying to suggest that it is actually a private body and has got nothing to do with Indian government. So, and the reality is still today, the BCCI is not a nationally recognized sports federation. It sits outside the governance of sport. It has its own. There's a history and reason
that's
for that.
fine, but
So,
is there
No,
any
they
doubt
get
about?
awards. Yuvraj got the Arjuna Award with me, and Virat Kohli got the Padma Shri with me. So they are getting the same sporting
they are,
honors.
but they are not an NSF, the National Sports Federation recognized. So the argument made was, and an unsuccessfully made, was that the Indian team is actually not the Indian team. It's a team of Indian citizens playing for the BCCI. They wear the BCCI logo on their jersey, right? Now, the absurdity of the argument came out in the Supreme Court, and what the BCCI was trying to suggest was that the courts do not have writ jurisdiction. Because writ jurisdiction is against the state or someone acting like the state. So that's one question. You've gone from
No,
one.
but now this has been put to rest.
It's been put to rest. I don't think any of us are supporting the BCCI team of Indian citizens. We're supporting the Indian team. Many of our players wear the flag as well on their helmets. So putting that one to rest, the other one is a very open question. So one of the chapters is, should MS Dhoni be allowed to patent the helicopter shot? So he's one of the first ones to do it. It's a long line of, you have the chapati shot from Shastri, you have Nathraj shot.
I want to get Rahul in this first. Rahul, how would you react if you were told tomorrow that Shah Rukh Khan has patented his, signature move, and you need money to, duplicate that in a film?
This is going to go onto social media. I'm not even going to answer that question because whatever I say as a joke here will be twisted onto a social media that I despise. I'm not even going to go there.
Okay, so fine.